June 7, 9 o'clock. I decided to connect the AC input to the grid or to Silco. So this is all temporary, just for the test. The charging of the battery is way too long, and so this is set up to charge with solar and AC. So I have a fuse set at 16 amps, so that's a 16 amp fuse, and I'm going to turn it on. Okay, fuse is on, and there should be, oh yeah, I'm gonna turn it off because I turned off the main fuse so that I don't get myself electrocuted. I think I'm just gonna check. So this is the main fuse for the warehouse, so just gonna turn these guys on. If you're dealing with 240 volts, this is 240, so you gotta think about safety. Now in the Philippines, everything is with the insect, everything is dusty, lots of cobwebs. So just too lazy to remove the cobwebs. It's just amazing how dirty things get here in the Philippines. So with the main power on, I'm going to turn the fuse. Okay. It's detecting inputs. So it's 250. Believe it or not, it's not 240. It's 250. Now it's charging, as you can see, it's charging from the solar, it's charging from AC. Okay, as you can see, it's charging like crazy. See the bar? Before it was 2 bars. 60 hertz from grid. So the battery, as you can see, 51 amp is going into the battery. Now the BMS is set to 50 amps also. So this 50 is limited by the BMS. This thing can push 100 amps. So the capacity of this battery is 100 amp hour, and it's being charged at 50. So it means that the charge is 0.5 C. 1 C is 100 amp hour. This is being charged at half a C, 0.5. Okay, so that's how it works. So if you do this for an hour, then it's whatever. So now, along with this, let's see, this is coming from the solar. So I'm gonna turn off the AC and see what that is. I'm just gonna turn it off. Main fuse off. So the charging current from the PV is 6 amps. So I'm gonna turn the thing on. So immediately there's a what you call float charge. So it's floating at 26 volts. So I'm gonna put in at, turn on the AC again. Okay, it's detecting. PV. Okay. 248. Now it's back to charging the battery at 50 amps, and both fans are on strongly. Okay, typically it would be idling. Now it's on. So later tomorrow I'll do the now that it's going to be fully charged. Later I will check the a fully charged battery, how long it would run. So I'll do some calculation and show you those things. But however, this is the situation of wiring up the the inverter. It's temporary. I just have it here. This is basically I can unplug this and AC would be gone, so I can test the capacity of this battery, how long it would run a house running at 700 watts. A few days ago when I did the test, it lasted an hour and a half with 700 watts. I knew the battery wasn't fully charged. However, just for the fun of it, I just did a test. Who knows? It could have been something else. So 20 the setting is 28 volts. So 28 divided by 2 is 14 volts. So the float charge or the float voltage is 24 volt. 28 divided by 2, so 14 volts. So that's the float charge of the lithium. Now keep in mind there's a BMS in here, so it'll prevent the voltage, it'll prevent the battery from overcharging. So that's what the BMS is. So it's whatever the time, 9 o'clock. So I'll check when I'll stop charging at this rate. I was curious about the consumption of the inverter when charging the battery. So it's taking 186 kilowatt hour, 313 volts. I'm not sure about that. So it's taking 5.5 amps into the inverter. So it's consuming 3570. Is that right? I'll do a quick calculation. So 27.8 times 51 or 52, that's around 1400 watts. So here it's displaying 1637 watts. So there is what you call efficiency factor or the rating factor involved. So it's metering 1600 watts with the efficiency that's giving you 1400 watts. So that's what seems to be happening. So the consumption or energy use is 186 kilowatt hour. If you're running this for 1 hour, then it would be 186 kilowatt. Now I think this thing is damaged, so because it's 300 volts, that can't be right. So that's probably why the calculation is off. So something happened to this. This is a year old, made in China. They don't typically calibrate them. I don't know. It's just that it seems to be off quite a bit. I don't know if that's even real. So anyway, just a sense of what's going on with this metering. If I base all of the calculation here, then it's consuming 1400 watts, and which is 1.4 kilowatt hour if you run it for 1 hour. So that's what it is. So the battery is charged 27.7. The charging to the battery is now to a steady state, and the voltage here at the battery is 27.2. So I'll do the test tomorrow. Run the aircon again with a fully charged battery with high voltage with high current charging like that. The battery would be fairly hot, so it needs to cool down before I start to discharge it rapidly. So I'll open this up and check the battery voltage of each cell. So this is the BMS. The specification for this is LiFo. Nominal voltage 3.2, overcharge voltage 3.65, over discharge voltage is 2.35. That is depleted. So basically discharge current is less than 100 amp, and charge current is less than 50. That's what I meant by if you have 100 amp charging or discharge, then you have to, one must charge it at 0.5 C. If you charge it at 1 C, which is 100 amp, this thing will start to bubble and swell and things like that. So the BMS controls the charging current even if you set that to 100 amps. So let's see the individual voltage for each cell. So cell 1 is measuring 3.47. Quite frankly, it should be around 4.2. Actually, what am I thinking? It says overcharge is 3.65. So, okay, so, and it's only at 3.48. Let's just say it's 3.5. So I'll check the next one. I only have 2 hands. So the voltage varies. Min is 3.47. Max is 3.5. So that's where the control is. So the BMS is controlling it at because it's not precise, 3.47, and then some are 3.5. Not a lot of 3.5. A lot, majority voltages is at 3.47. So I'll do some math. So I did some quick calculation. 3.47 times 8 is 27.7 volts. That's what it is. I think it's charged. So tomorrow, it's slightly warm. So I'll do the test early in the morning when it's cool, so that it has a chance to run cooler as opposed to run hotter during the afternoon. So that's it. Thanks for watching.